Hi, it's Zarek Daniel from USA Math Ministry and Organization. It's a beautiful morning in Los Angeles, and I want to give my strongest sermon, as a ministry. Sometimes we think the boss and ministry and organization and all these entities are very complex things. When you want to serve, even you're not, let's say people are not accepting, even you didn't accept by the God or some official kind of spiritual or even earthly kind of platform that is going to officialize your platform, you are moving towards. So I'm calling myself minister. Maybe I'm not. Maybe officially I'm not. You know what I mean? The point is what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do that might give the officiality for me at the end. Anyway, as a type of ministry, as a type of word, that the strongest is from the Christian aspect, that is going to be the best solution, because I'm offering solutions in a couple of videos, and I would say my strongest word is sin. What is sin? Sin is something, it's the age of deceit. Sometimes even in a truth community, let's say I'm telling Leonardo Ricci is the best, so he's, he's after, what I mean? Sometimes we are getting into some unnecessary thoughts and unnecessary things. The Age of Deceit was an amazing documentary because he mentioned sin. I was mentioning too, but sometimes we need to emphasize about the very important. I'm driving, I'm not even thinking about it because it's very simple, but it's very strong. Very strong. There is no problem with Freemasonry. There is no problem with anything. Just don't do the sin, and you will come out of the problems. You will solve the problems. So the only thing is sin, understanding the sin. Sin, when you know something is wrong at the bottom of your heart, I think sometimes we are calling Christians, sometimes God shows as a Christ, but at the end of the thing is not doing the sin. Christ went to the sick and the most troubled people, but that was Christ's job. But what about people who are not that much bad, people who are living in 2019 that have all this facility and equipments and abilities around us? So my point is, do not do the sin. That's the most strongest message any person can give anybody, the best advice. Don't do the sin. Christ will help you to understand this the best way, and because sometimes don't do the sin, because sometimes it varies from me. Maybe I would say, if I say only Christ, because the sin is very clear that even Christ is not in us. Sometimes you kill your brother, that's the sin. Even the Christ comes and tell you it's a sin, or not Christ comes to sin. And that's why sometimes I'm telling Freemasons, all these creepy people might act on the things that is not sin, and that's why they're going to be saved, because the action is important. Sometimes, of course, they are deceived maybe in some case they're deceived, that's a case. So can I say only way to understand this sin is Christ? What about Old Testament? What about the Hebrews? What about all these things? So don't do the sin. Myself, sometimes I'm getting angry about Jews. Sometimes I'm getting angry about people. It's better not to get angry. Don't do the sin. Love your enemy. This part that I said, love your enemy, comes from Christ. So the most important thing that comes to this Christianity, all this peaceful mentality, it's only Christianity. And it is very simple, but the only way that right now I present this was Christ. So it was Christ in me that I present this. So better not do more complicated things. Be Christian first, and then second, don't do the sin, and everything will be fine in your life. Thank you for watching. USA Math Ministry and Organization signing off.